All right, y'all, we're back. 8 is great. I have to say that this is one of my faves. Can't wait. Why? I need to stop rhyming. My name is Stephanie Corsa. I'm CEO and co-founder of Rogue Water, joined by...
I'm Duke Greenhill, Chief Marketing Officer of Rogue Water, and we are here for number 8 out of 10 everyday storytelling hacks, simple storytelling tricks that you can use, take back to your company, take back to your organization to more easily change hearts and minds.
Yes.
And number 8, show, don't tell. Initial reactions.
It's one of my favorites. I love it. I can't wait for this example.
I think some people have difficulty wrapping their head around it because it's literal. There's nothing figurative about this statement, show, don't tell. It's totally literal. If there is something that you can show, or if you're writing something that you can create a visualization of with your words, don't simply tell us about it.
Yeah.
Show us.
Yeah.
And this comes to bear a lot in the water industry. We'll talk about that in a second. But I think that this TV spot from IHOP, International House of Pancakes, when they are announcing the launch of their, well, let's just watch, shall we?
I was going to say, if you're watching this right before lunch, I apologize.
Reactions?
Something that I caught, because I've seen this a few times with him, y'all. Something that I caught in this time seeing it is that they put a shout out to their beef quality, like just on the stamp. So they didn't say, we have 100% USDA grade beef. Like it was on the stamp. So they still showed it and didn't tell.
Yeah. And to your point, you think about the voiceover that could have gone behind that. It would have been typical. It would have been fine.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't have been great.
Yeah.
And this campaign made its way around, in advertising, we talk about the great campaigns as being the ones that make their way around the inside, the inner loop, and the outer loop. The public and advertising creatives think they're the bomb. This was one of them, and it's because they didn't tell us a thing, or rather, they told us everything simply by showing it.
And made us hungry.
And bottom line, I think they could have stopped the ad just with the B inverting and the P inverting into the B. That's almost enough. Although I love seeing the burgers.
I mean, I need to see the burgers, but yeah.
Yeah.
I think the B flipping would have been a hook and made me say, what's that all about? But the burgers made me want to go and have a burger.
At any rate, a great example of anything that you can show or manifest in visual terms, do so instead of simply just telling us about it.
And that's something that I think we really need to latch onto in our industry, is because so many of the things that we're trying to talk about are complicated and complex. And I think that having those visual aids and guides to help people understand are so important. I mean, even the way that we calculate our rates are complicated. And so being able to break that down, and it doesn't have to be live action. Animation is also incredibly effective, or the use of both together. It's just, I think for me, in my opinion, there's so many people out there who either more so visual learners or just helps build comprehension that way. And I think that with the complexity of the work that we do, that it's really important to have that tool in our tool belts.
It's interesting for complex information. If a picture's worth 1,000 words, video's worth 1,000,000. And again, for complex information, an animation is worth like 1,000,000,000 words for sure. That's a great point.
Yeah. So don't be afraid to use those videos, even if it's something with a rate increase, if you need to be able to tell that story in a more visual way and break down what might be complicated. Now, don't get too in the weeds with that, because you still got to keep the video simple. But use that visual imagery as your guide.
And you've got to stick to what's interesting,
yes,
which is what we're going to talk about in number 9, which is coming up next.
Ooh, we teed it up. See you then.
See you then.